everyone, and welcome to Courtside at Nashua High School South. I'm John Collins along with Tom King here on Nashua ETV and tonight on Bedford BCTV on a frigid February 3 of 2023. Tom, I passed a restaurant called Caribbean Breeze on the way here. That's all we have outside, just a Caribbean breeze.
Just a Caribbean breeze. It's a frigid Friday. Yeah, this is something else. I was almost kind of surprised that they didn't do it with the JVs and freshmen to play this a little earlier, because the later you go into the evening, the colder it is supposed to be, with the wind chill and everything else.
The colder Tom King will be on the way back to his vehicle.
Yeah, exactly. It's not that far, but that's okay. But I'm glad they're getting the game in. That's good, because there are some games that have been canceled tonight.
Really?
Or postponed. Yeah.
The North, yeah.
Merrimack Central's not playing. Hollis Brookline is not playing. They're supposed to go to Conval and back and forth. And that's 4 games right there, boys and girls. And then Sauhegan, as I thought, is not going up to Kennett. But Bedford is here, and I'm glad to see them, because I missed them when they played Nashua North, because when I talked to Steve Lane right before the holiday season, he told me that is the team to watch. Of course, every favorite looks at another team, but he said Bedford is really, really strong.
You look at the standings, looks like he's right.
And I'm looking forward to seeing them. National anthem.
And we are ready for some basketball here at Nashua High South. Alongside our executive producer, Pete Johnson, manning the controls, and Dylan Smith is on camera as we give Tim O'Neill a break for one night. I think he'll be back with us tomorrow, maybe.
Yeah, he's supposed to come back
Terrific,
tomorrow.
yeah.
As far as I know, that game is still
Glad
on.
to have you, Dylan.
So,
and this should be a great game to keep within your lens here
tonight.
Jacob Baker.
Jacob Baker right next to us.
Yeah.
Jacob, are they playing the girls' game tomorrow? Do you know? That's
right.
Well, then what good are you,
guy.
Jacob? I mean, come on. I mean,
Bishop Girton.
I need sources, Jacob. I don't know.
Yeah, we're doing it. Pete Johnson's
Oh, yeah,
confident
we're
gonna
doing
do
it. Oh, yeah.
Also, Wainana, who is a senior, one of the few here on this 9-2 Nashua South team, number 34, tipping it off as he bats it into the corner, but it's Bedford first on the ball for the Bulldogs. The point guard, Sean Toscano, also a senior. A lot of seniors on this Bedford roster. Part of the reason why they only have one loss on the season.
Now, they're a good shooting team. I think the people in Bedford know that they can shoot the lights out. So,
and of course, Mr. Wainana, great rebounder, gets the game's first rebound.
I tell you, they better enjoy Wainana while they have him, because next year he's a senior, and next year he won't be here. They won't have as much size.
That luxury,
as they have now.
right, underneath.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because don't forget, they had, their big guy last year, too, and he graduated.
Yeah, Wainana, Dennis spells it with one N. Defensive specialist, but he wants the ball here, trying to score the game's first points. Whips it underneath the basket, and a clear interception.
He should have wanted the ball there, and he should have gone up with it.
And heavy contact, you got to call it. It's a blocking
you've
foul.
got to drive to the basket. Wainana had the ball, he should have moved right in. He's got a size advantage. No one can match up with him. And that's what they need. He just tried to do a little bit too much there, cause a turnover, and may give Bedford 2 points. We'll see at the foul line.
So the game's first point may come from the stripe, and it is not good. So 0-0 here, 8-minute quarters in New Hampshire high school girls and boys basketball.
Yeah, you had to like Caden Brown's strong move to the basket, though. He wasn't unnerved by any kind of defense. So, and Renana couldn't get back in time to try to alter the shot. He altered a lot of shots against Nashua North. He did a good job of that. But
I know how much you love that quiet at the visiting gym on a Friday night for the free throws.
Really, I mean. You know,
as Bedford makes one. Yeah. Tom has been through decades of rivalry games. This is a rivalry game, South versus Bedford. And
Jacob, why is that? Why don't kids yell when the other team is at the foul line? Why not?
Tom's trying to get in touch with the modern generation. Jacob Baker, the Bishop Girton tight end next to our table. He's trying to ask them why they don't make noise to try to unnerve the free throw shooter, and they just don't. Now it's just polite. I mean, it's like a church in the corner. Bedford trying to score the game's first field goal, elevating off to the side. Good defense played.
So here's the guy that makes South go, Castonguay.
Castonguay passes underneath, and they get the ball to fall.
You get Castonguay and Caruso going. That tandem is very dangerous, and I think everybody knows it. South loves to run. There's one team they just can't run with. And what team is that, John Collins?
North Titans.
You got it. They cannot run with them. The score last Sunday was the way that South would have wanted it.
Yeah.
But
what a season of boys basketball you got going here between the Bishop Girton boys, South and North. No bad teams.
Nope.
There's a jumper in the paint, rattles in and out, and Bedford still doesn't have their first field goal.
A team I said could shoot pretty well. It's cold as ice.
2 minutes in.
Cold as it is outside.
Exactly. And then South, on the other hand, trying to make hay while the sun shines with good defense, leading to turnover, leading to a lay-in attempt that doesn't go away. Nana with the gimme gets fouled. That's, you know, he has a dunk in his repertoire. Is it only when he's running that he does it?
No, it's when he's not guarded. I mean, he had 3 guys there, but he should have just gone right up. But he's not strong enough to do it, and he should have gone right up and just hammered that ball home.
I know. You know what? As a guy that spends some time in weight rooms and stuff, I have my doubts if Dennis Wainana could fit into one of the, a common leg press machine.
No, I've seen. I mean, I've been in those rooms too. I doubt it too.
Have to find another way. But yeah, he could have.
Let me just lift a couple kids, right?
4-1 baseball score here early. The Panthers are up, and Bedford turns it over. Oh, they're going to say it was poked out of bounds. No argument from Karsten Lemire, who was the defender on that. Knocked it out of the hands of Luke Soden. Soden will be inbounding it here. A lot of Bedford fans watching on BCTV on a frigid Friday night, looking for their team to score their first field goal. Is this it? Yes.
Yeah.
Number 25 is Aiden O'Connell.
That's the shot in the paint. Something that, a team's going to get, but they don't want Bedford to be able to get too many of those because they know if they do, they'll be in trouble. And right there, they lose the ball.
Lemire stripped of it. Bedford on the fast break. Good comeback as Isaiah Hedquist knocks it out of bounds. Off the turnover, Bedford trying to score here and take their first lead. Down 4-3, they throw it to the referee instead, right in front of Tom King. He was your bodyguard on that one.
It won't be soon because I'm going to stand up and try to move down that way with this nice long cord and shoot a couple photos. But, boy, I hope I can get a Wainana block. That's what I'm looking for.
One is coming. The question is whether you get it on camera.
That's the operative word.
Zach Castonguay fires it into the corner and fouls. He shoots it in. Caruso.
The guards.
The
guards, the tandem of Castonguay and Caruso are a little quicker than Bedford. At least right now they are.
Does appear so early.
And they're using that to their advantage. And when you're a step behind, when you're not as quick as the other player in basketball, what do you do? Foul. Exactly.
Grab.
Exactly. Grab, foul, slide, whatever. And that's what happens.
So South up 7-3. Bedford moving it crisply. The jumper in front of the free throw line. Wainena,
yep.
easily. Outlet pass,
Oh,
just gets it to Caruso, stops, pops. Might have got fouled, they let him play. He gets the rebound, long roll, in and out. Down court, Bedford, fast break. Wainena only one back. And good job at defending without fouling. Now we have a foul.
Yeah, it is a good job. Wainena showed some restraint there. I thought he would go up, right up and swat that thing or try to get the block. But if he had done so, you're right, John Collins, he would have fouled him.
Long pass, and Bedford saw it coming all the way. Some of these Bedford players might not be as quick as Caruso and Castonguay, but they have high basketball IQ. They will intercept balls in passing lanes if you telegraph it. So Castonguay to his left, being marked closely by Logan O'Connell. Caden Brown, number 5 for Bedford. He is on Castonguay, but he can't stop him that time.
Some great passing there. I thought maybe one pass too many. I thought Lemire could have probably gone and turned around and gone up with it, but he got the pass right away. Castonguay moving without the ball. A lot of great passing.
Nicholas Bedoyan with a great move on point guard for Bedford. He was able to set up his teammate, but dribbled off the foot underneath the basket.
Bedford has turned the ball over 3 times already in this game. South playing really good defense. Don't forget, as much as they're athletic and run, that's the Nate Mazerol trademark, is defense. And he has not been happy with the way they've been playing defense, but I think he was more happy with it on Sunday when they held North down to 54 points.
Right. I see among the assistant coaches for South, we're looking in on the Bedford huddle right now, here on BCTV and on Nashua ETV. And as Dylan pans over, you can see one of the assistant coaches for South is Ashton Henry Brown.
There he is, yes.
He's one of the shorter players on your screen who played in the co-ed unified basketball game yesterday.
Point guard extraordinaire.
Oh, yeah. He's a joy to watch. He'll shoot it, he'll dish it. He played as a senior in the Battle of the Bridge game, and he will be missed in co-ed unified basketball next season. South trying to deal with this good full court press by Bedford. Still haven't gotten over the center line. They just barely beat.
Yeah, and that's one way to try to challenge him is with that press.
The timer.
Yep.
Castonguay so good on the dribble, but just got carried away there, and he got fouled in the loose ball scramble by Bedoyan.
He did, but you know what? Even though they succeeded in getting the ball over the half-court line, the press kind of threw them off their game, John.
Oh, yeah.
So that's what happens.
Making life uncomfortable for the Panthers.
You can beat a press over the half-court line, but it does something to you a little bit. Not to mention the energy that's expended.
Bedford on a 7-game winning streak as they come in here against 9-2 South. They
traveled. Yep, slid his foot. Lemire
called. And a turnover. 9-3 though, South up 6 points on Bedford, who are, as Tom made the pun, frigid as the weather outside. Shooting, and they lose it out of bounds.
Another turnover, that's 4.
So Bedford comes in cold despite a 7-game win streak, which they didn't get by shooting like this, that's for sure. You know they're going to come out of it, but South, meanwhile, trying to push that lead, expand on it. Wainena hands it off. Football bumping in the corner over there and out of bounds.
Tipped?
Off of Bedford.
Yeah, I didn't see the tip.
It's pretty subtle, but right in front of the official on the near sideline as South will inbound it. Trying to go double digits here, up 9-3 on Bedford. Castonguay with the catch, goes between the legs, back to the left, looking for a seam. Good job by Caden Brown to seal off any opening.
Right. He almost forced him to dribble himself into a corner. I think Caruso's probably going to drive. Nope.
He's turned away by
Good defense
Brown.
by Bedford. Look at that.
Yeah, they take it away. They gave South no good looks on that possession. Double team in the corner. Bedford moving the ball around. Nobody's really shot it from distance. Now they do. And we had a whistle as the shot was missed by Caden Brown. What's the call?
Foul. Off. Foul and a rebound, a push. Away from the ball, non-shooting foul.
Should be the third as a team against South. 4 team fouls for Bedford. 2:22 to go, first quarter.
Is going to be on Hedquist.
And into the game is Sammy Witta, number 10 for South, along with
Roy Cortez.
Roy Cortez, number 3. Wide open jumper, not really. Wynena was closing, but a good arc on that one by Nicholas Bedoyan.
Yeah, but you know what? It's a great move, but Wynena forced a pass, John. He forced him to alter the plan. So still stick with it.
Yeah. Nicholas Bedoyan in the middle of this full court press, number 3 for Bedford, making life difficult. But they break it, they get it down court. The alley-oops.
There it is. Wow.
Caruso to Wynena for 2. And that got the student body on their feet, trying to break that momentum. Bedford, 3-pointer attempt, gets knocked out of bounds by South.
That works. That works.
We get that on a camera?
There's not yet, no. There's no way to defend against that, really, if they break the press that way.
Yes, you're right.
Because who's open? Who's the guy that was down on the wing? Caruso, who knows what to do with the ball and got rid of it quickly.
Wynena intimidating the shooter. He doesn't get it up. And a block.
There's a block.
Wow, and it goes to Castonguay. Fast break. Roy Cortez for 2.
Yeah,
South looking dynamite right now.
If you're going to make those blocks, you've got to do that.
Wynena again underneath, but terrific job by Bedford to get it up and in.
Yeah, challenged him with a reverse layup.
Luke Soden.
Yep, Wynena was 11. Not quite back in time.
Caruso goes to the hoop. Can't get it to go. Good defense without fouling by Bedford. Game fast-paced, up and down we go. South up 13-7, stripped of the ball, gets it back. Is it a jump? Wynena with the steal. Down court, Alexander Roy Cortez backs it out. As we take a breath for a second, with under a minute to go now, 55 seconds, South up 13-7. Wynena up underneath, no call. Bedford, good job battling against the big man by Aiden O'Connell. He feeds Aiden O'Connell to Nicholas Bedoyan for 2.
And Bedford has switched their style now. They decided, okay, you want to run, we'll run with you. And that's what they're doing right now.
They find Dennis, fires it cross court. The shot from Caruso got his fans on their feet, but he didn't get it to go.
The running game has all of a sudden woken Bedford up.
Yeah, they loosened them up. I think they were shooting tight. Now it's working in their favor. There's the shot from 3-point distance. No good. Wynena skies for it. The South senior. 10 seconds. Castonguay doesn't have that much time. 5 seconds. Going to go to his left off the pick. Gets it in the corner. Alex got to shoot it. And he makes it.
Wow, look at that.
Alice, Roy Cortez for 3.
Well,
16-9.
Yeah, that's just Castonguay makes that play.
Yes.
You know, Roy Cortez finishes it, but Castonguay is such a good player, sees the court so well, is able to maneuver the ball around, does all sorts of things that you can't teach, you know, and his court vision is extraordinary.
Well, we got a good taste.
He did not play in the Christmas tournament game. He was ill, and that's one of the reasons why the game was so lopsided.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So we got a good taste of what Bedford South can be and could be for the rest of the game, Tom. My feeling from just watching this, now you've seen a lot more high school basketball than I have this year. If South plays at the top of their game and Bedford plays at the top of their game, I think South has an edge.
I think they do too, because I think it looks like South has more natural basketball players. Bedford has athletes, South has more natural.
That's what it is.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
Castonguay, they don't have a Castonguay.
They don't have a Wynena.
Or a Wynena or a Caruso, those 3. You know, that's where
they're difference makers.
Right, that's where the game is right now.
16-9. That said, wouldn't be surprised to see Bedford go on a bit of a run at some point. It is a lead, but only a 7-point lead after 1 quarter of play. John Collins along with Tom King, cameraman Dylan Smith, and my executive producer Pete Johnson alongside for a great game in the making here. Friday night basketball at South. 16-9, South leads for the moment. 3-point attempt doesn't go for Bedford, out of bounds. And, hopefully we avoid injury. And taking a seat kind of in a safe manner. That's something that they would teach at the Stuntman Academy right there.
No kidding.
That Nicholas Bedoyan just did, how to crash into the stands and not get a scratch on you. He turned around just the right time and sat down.
This is a tough press, I'll tell you.
Here's a fast break, good no-look pass. Wow, that one came from Sean Toscano on the feet to Luke Soden. Beautifully done.
Press is starting to bother South now.
Oh, it's got to, especially some of the newer players off the bench, their first time experiencing
exactly.
it. And
definitely. Coming in off the bench is the reason why. They're cold, they come in, and all of a sudden they've got hands in their face and everything else. So that's a big reason why.
They called the violation on not getting it over in time. So backcourt violation, and
either that or a travel. Either that or a travel.
Right, okay.
Yep. You had your choice there.
In the corner, Toscano just made that great assist. Misses the 3. A lot of banging around underneath.
Boy, it sure was.
Caden Sheehan is in the game, number 33, the big man for South, and might have drew that foul. 4 and 4 are the team fouls here as we begin the second quarter of play. Bedford trying to cut it to a 1-score game, and they don't. Rebound, Sheehan is wrestling for it. He's going to call a jump ball. The official is. The arrow favors South.
Good for Sheehan that he was able to wrestle that ball, and he's a little bit, not green, but he's a little bit agitated by all the defensive pressure, and he was able to fight his way through it and get that rebound and fight for the ball.
Right. Inbound, and here goes South trying to beat that press again. Alize Cortez, he gets it in the corner. Good job underneath, and a knock out of bounds by Bedford. Still South basketball. The non-starters in right now for South, Tom. A little bit of strategy here by.
Well, they got Castingway still out there.
Castingway, yeah, excuse me.
Yep, so he's one. He's one. He's the only one. The rest of them are all
resting
players.
On the bench. And look at Castingway with the turnaround floater.
Well, that's what you want, right?
I want more noise for that. I want more cheering for that.
Yeah,
That's a great shot.
Boy, I'll tell you, it's quiet gym, isn't it?
Yeah.
Boy.
I mean, the degree of difficulty on that, just beautifully done by Castingway. I give him credit.
Oh, yeah.
18-11. The stop, the pop, and Bedford rattles it around, and they get the bounce. How about that for Luke Soden off the glass and in. 18-13, back to a 5-point difference. South moving the ball crisply. Underneath the reverse, in and out. Rebound, South. Castingway does a good job to get to that ball before he's fouled by Luke Soden. 5 team fouls now on Bedford as they get near the penalty. And back into the game comes Dennis Wainena and Karsten Lemire. Inbound play for South. Number 32 is Josh Tripp. Moving without the ball. Castingway gives him a look. Now he gives it to Josh Tripp. Outside. Top of the key. Going to his right. Alize Roy Cortez, who that 3-pointer at the buzzer at the end of the first quarter on a high note. Misses the floater in the paint.
Yeah, he's not shy about shooting.
Down court comes Bedford with pace. Aiden O'Connell goes the distance and gets fouled. 5 team fouls apiece now as South commits on the shot, so it'll be free throws for Bedford. And if Bedford can make both, that'll be a 1-score game. This is Austin Kajansky, junior forward for Bedford. Jansky makes the first one. This will be a live ball on the second. No, he makes that one too. So it's 18-15, a 3-point lead for South. Bedford shaking off some early, really ice-cold shooting to make it a close game, as we knew they would. Alize Roy Cortez to Castanguay in the paint, can't get it to go. Good hands on the long rebound.
Yeah, nice rebound by Lemire.
Wainena wrestling it away from some would-be thieves in the corner. Castanguay missed everything with that shot, and it goes out of bounds.
Wainena's got the long arms, is able to get those kind of loose balls. But the one thing that we don't see Wainena do much is dribble.
No.
You know, and that was a situation where he needed to dribble. If he could dribble and back his way in on the dribble, John,
yeah,
20 points a night.
He's no Pistol Pete Maravich, Tom. In and out.
Well, Maravich was better
in the corner.
He was a shooter.
No, you know what?
Yeah, but he could dribble. Yeah, right.
He was like a trickster with the dribble. I remember him with the. There's a drive by Bedford, and it's right over to Lisa. Has it? Reverse, the athletic director ends up with the ball. Yeah, I saw some old YouTube videos with Red Auerbach and Pete Maravich with these dribbling drills. He was phenomenal. Of course, he just lived this really kind of obsessive basketball life where he just dribbled all day, everywhere, to the store, home. And there's I gotta not get caught for the travel on that. He just slid with the
nice
ball
pass,
underneath Wainena to Lemire.
So
excuse me, Hedquist. Good shot.
So who needs to dribble?
No, huh?
Not that time.
Toscano unattended in the corner. He's missed a couple of those now. Would have been a big difference had he made them, of course, on the scoreboard. In the corner, Caruso.
And that's the difference right now.
Timeout, Bedford.
It's a make or miss type of game.
Yeah.
You know, it's a make or miss, and Bedford misses, South makes.
Yes. It is a Friday night, February 3rd, a night on what you know it's cold in New Hampshire when you're canceling games because when there's no precipitation involved. That's a cold night in winter when people have to do that, you know, considering the kids that have to drive a distance. I think Tom said Hollis was supposed to go to Conval.
Yeah, Hollis, Conval, and vice versa.
Yeah,
so Hollis, Conval, Merrimack Central, but there was no school in Manchester today from what I understand. So that, you know, and I think that was jumping the gun a little bit.
Yeah.
Because it was, you know, while it was frigid, it wasn't the real, you know, it was, you know, by the time the kids were getting out of school, that's when the temperature was starting to fall. So you can go to school when it's 12 to 15 degrees.
I know, we're old enough, we can remember the cynical people would send you to school in almost anything and put a jacket on.
Now, had tomorrow morning been a school day.
What is it going to be, minus 20?
Yeah, you don't go to school because you don't want kids standing outside waiting for buses.
Yeah, because that happens. That happens. Not everybody gets to take a warm car ride to school.
Right.
23-15 is the score. South looking dynamite for the most part in this first half against a very good Bedford team who have yet to play their best basketball.
They were better when they ran.
In this game. Yeah.
They were better when they ran, and I think that they need to get back to that a little bit.
So we're expecting this one to go really to the wire. The distance.
I think it will. I think it's a game of runs, you know.
Bedford gets it stolen. Dennis Wainena again with the good hands.
The big hands
and a good hand play by Bedford to knock it out of bounds by Dylan Lafferty, number 20. Inbound play.
Wainena, by the way, won the first two South games with putbacks at the buzzer or in the last 5 seconds. First two games of the season.
Goffstown, he just beat, are you talking about the first two games of the season?
First two games of the season.
Yeah. South coming off a win off Goffstown, but it's Bedford with the 7-game win streak. Wainena picks up the loose ball and fouled as he goes up is Lemire. So he'll go to the line. South hasn't shot many free throws
No,
tonight.
I was just going to say I haven't been in the line too much, but
they will now.
Yeah, well, I mean, they haven't been in the act of shooting, okay? But Bedford does have 16 fouls.
6, yeah.
So the next one is going to put them at the line. It's going to put South at the line for one-on-ones. Free throws was a major problem in the North game for Nashua South. I think they were only 50% from the line, and if they had made, if they had gotten up to 90%, they probably would have, the game might have been a different story.
Getting a miss of his
that's
free throw.
A big rebound. They fell asleep. Lemire gets it and puts it in.
How about that three-point play?
11-point lead.
A free throw, a missed free throw, and a basket for Lemire. A floater, nicely done. Bedford, Brady O'Connell from just inside.
Well, see, no panicking.
Line.
Great job by Bedford.
Yeah.
No panicking with Lemire in the middle. Now he forced the ball to go a little bit more to the outside, but shot from the foul line works. Let's see what he does here. There's the dribble, John. And there he goes.
Yes.
And there it is. 2 points.
Not quite the sky hook, but that will work. It looks unstoppable when he does that. Dennis Wainena for 2. Bedford whirling dervish play by O'Connell. He passes it, and great ups by Aiden O'Connell to get up and over. Dennis Wainena for 2.
Bedford answering. Oh, Caruso. See, Caruso used to be a guy who just tried to shoot from the outside, Now he's a sophomore, and midway through his sophomore year, he's learning how to drive to the basket. But boy, they're tiring Wainena out, because now, you know what, John? Just like in football, what do they tell you to do in football when the best defensive player is on the other side of the line, right? Go at him, run at him, right? What are they doing with Wainena? They're going at him now.
Oh, yeah.
Forcing him to make some plays, and it could tire him out.
And his teammates need to step it up. Caruso has, of course, and now it's a travel against Bedford.
And I'm right here next to Wainena as I watch him. He's gassed. Yeah, he's gassed. He's tired.
Maybe, apparently, we're going to leave him out there, though. 2 minutes to go in the half. South's up by 9. Bedford trading baskets with South the last few possessions, but South looking strong still. Wainena getting his breath back.
It's been an 11-9. It's been an 8-9, 10, 11-point lead for the last 3 minutes or so. Nice
Good
pass.
Bounce pass, but not able to put it up in traffic. Castaway kicks it back out. LSA travels in front of the official. Kind of changed his mind about the going left and went right and faked himself out. So 1:47 to go in the half, and Bedford with the ball trailing by 9. Toscano passes it up top. Brady O'Connell in the paint to Bedoyan, and he lost his pivot foot.
Yeah, you know why?
Aiden O'Connell, because of the intimidation
factor.
He
looked up and saw Wainena there and just said, uh-oh.
Yeah.
I better come up with some kind of a move.
I was going to go right up with it. Now I got to
now I got to wait a little bit, and he slid his foot.
Yes. Castaway. Has anybody got more skip and hop in their step when he dribbles than Mr.
Yeah, this kid just stole the ball.
Yeah. And a lay-in drill for Nicholas Bedoyan. Good job on defense.
Bedoyan with a great job stealing the ball, and that's where Nate
calls
timeout.
Calls
timeout because he wants him to handle the ball a little bit better.
Terrific head coach for Nashua High South. Maybe just also giving his big man Dennis Wainena a breather for the final minute here before they go into the locker room, so he can leave him out there on the floor for another minute. 7-point lead for South. They're keeping Bedford a bit at arm's length in what Tom has called a make or miss game, and South certainly has made a few more. As I can think of a couple of three-pointers, namely one by Alisei Roy Cortez and the other one by Josh Caruso in the corner.
The difference in the game right now, those three-pointers, 30-23,
yeah.
Basically the difference in the game.
I don't think Bedford's made one yet.
No, I was just going to ask, just going through my mind about that. I don't think I've seen one, maybe one, I'm not sure.
There's been a couple of attempts. I know Toscano here in front of us missed a couple. But, yeah, South's benefiting from the play of Dennis Wainena on both ends underneath, and also their shooting. And Alisei Roy Cortez, an outside threat, being covered closely outside the perimeter.
Lemire's got to be careful. He almost traveled there. He almost lost his pivot foot as well.
You're right. There was a little bit of a skid involved.
Last one. Indecision is when that happens, right?
Exactly.
Indecision is when all of that happens on the basketball floor.
Lemire fakes right, goes to Wainena left. Underneath the jumper. back rimmed it.
Winena was right there for the rebound. Of strong putback.
Toscano really moving through the paint with pace, and a jump ball. Arrow, Bedford. 21 seconds to go in the half. Bedford with the ball, trailing 7. And inbounding it will be Luke Soden. Good high point pass to O'Connell. 17 seconds, clock winding down. Steal, no, he gets it back. O'Connell underneath. Good job by Winena. Do we have a foul? Jump ball, Arrow South.
Good job by Winena.
Yes.
You know, there's an advantage to being a little skinny. Because your arms aren't big enough, they're not going to create the contact.
Right.
You know, really,
I didn't think about that.
He can get his arms in anywhere.
And he gets it away. What's the whistle? Oh, turnover?
And that's it for the buzzer.
Yeah, that's
just, didn't get the shot off.
Wait a minute, we got a foul. An offensive foul?
So they're going to have to put more time.
0.2 seconds left?
Yeah, going to have to put more time up.
I thought I saw offensive foul.
Well, the foul is going to be on South.
Oh,
so,
but South's not in the penalty
but
yet?
they put 0.7 up.
Oh,
no,
see,
South only had 5 team fouls.
That saves them because if they're in the penalty now,
they
only had basically no chance to score.
They only had
here.
5 team fouls. But
but
an offensive foul, John, wouldn't put Bedford at the line. That's not going to put them at the line.
Unless they're in the penalty, right?
No. You charge if you draw a charge. That's not going to put you at the line.
So we go to halftime.
You push somebody on a rebound, yes, that'll do it, right? So we go to halftime. The score: Nashua South 30, the Bedford Bulldogs 23. I'm Tom King along with John Collins, Dylan Smith on camera, Pete Johnson, our executive producer. Stay warm and don't touch that remote. We'll be back with the second half right after this.
Here in northern Maine, we have basically 10 million acres of continuous bird habitat. It's like nothing else in the country or maybe even the world. What's special about this place is the fact that it's so dark at night for birds that depend on the stars to navigate, and that if they get tired, they've got a place to land, lots of safe places to land and places to feed. And when they're flying over urban or suburban areas, they don't have so many options.
Light and dark cycles are a really important component of birds' annual rhythms and the annual rhythms of kind of every species on the landscape. So birds rely on the phenology of insects and trees to find food in the springtime, enough to fuel themselves and enough to feed their chicks. Insects and the trees rely oftentimes on changes of the seasons, and if the night and day cycles get confused by artificial light, it can be harder for birds and other animals to find their way or attune their seasonal clocks in the way that they're evolved to.
Birds on their own tell us so many things about the environment. They're a great indicator species as far as how the overall health of the forest and the landscape is doing. And we have a lot of long-term data on bird communities. They're easy to see and they're easy to hear. We have comparative data on this study from the project that was done 30 years ago. So we can look at what bird communities were like 30 years ago and how the forests have changed, how climate change, weather patterns have changed, and how light pollution has changed. And all of those things have an impact on the bird community and the broader ecosystem. Not only are we studying the birds and getting to ask some really interesting scientific questions, but it has a lot of real-world management applications. And with timber companies and organizations like Appalachian Mountain Club and residents of the communities here in northern Maine, the idea that our research might be able to inform some future management practices and keep this area undeveloped makes me really passionate about being on the project.
Welcome back, everybody, to courtside Nashua High School South as we approach second half action. Bedford visiting South, two top teams in New Hampshire boys Division I basketball. Bedford is currently in second place behind 12-0 Pinkerton, and South right behind third place North. So there you go, Pinkerton, Bedford, North-South.
You want the most disappointing thing of the season?
That two of these two teams I just mentioned don't play each other?
You got it, John Collins. You know me too well now. I'm
do.
getting tired of this. You're starting to guess.
I knew it had something to do with what I just said.
You're starting to guess everything now. This is not good.
So who are the teams that don't play each other? Pinkerton and
North.
Oh, that's a travesty.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, we would have done that game.
Oh, well, depending on where it was. Yeah. Well.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, true. Right. Yeah.
Although we did that one night that we had the record 4 games that we did. We did want to Pinkerton.
That's Tom King. I'm John Collins. We have cameraman Dylan Smith and my executive producer Pete Johnson is alongside here on Nashua TV. We welcome our Bedford viewers on BCTV. Live on a Friday night, February 3, as Bedford starts it off on offense and draws a foul.
And they get the rebound and get the foul on Winena. That's the only way to really counteract Winena is get him in foul trouble.
And you know what? I think that's his first foul.
I think it is too.
Here we are in the second half. He's done an incredible job.
I think it is too. So
yeah, he's made a defensive impact, and he has only one foul.
But that's the only way to do it, you know.
But Bedford probably game planned that. We got to get more fouls on Winena. You know, take it to him more.
Take it to him more, but you know what? Bedford knows.
Yeah.
23 points and a half ain't going to cut it. They're going to need
right?
more points.
Yeah, I'm sure they didn't get a 7-game win streak and second in overall standings by 23-point halves. Credit to South's defense, though, as Bedford does come up empty that time down the floor. Dennis Winena slings it in the middle. Great pass, but they missed the gimme. Oh, Isaiah Hedquist wants that one back.
Oh, he's in it. Oh, I was going to say he might have another shot at it.
Pushing the pace, Lemire holds that pivot foot. Caruso from the corner, 3.
Lemire made the right choice. Saw the double team come down. Bedford did a good job to get back on defense, but they forgot about Caruso.
The leaner, how'd he get by Dennis? And good job by Brady O'Connell. Finds a way.
Bulldogs are going to have to do it the old-fashioned way. Like I always tell you, John, when you're down, turn your defense into your offense.
There we go. In the corner, Josh Crouch just hit that 2-pointer, a 3-pointer. Good pass, and Hedquist doesn't miss it.
Yeah, he doesn't miss that one. Yep.
So it's back to a 10-point lead, biggest of the game for South here, beginning the second half on a high note. Bedford still came off the bus cold and haven't really heated up here yet. And through the paint, takeaway by South. Somehow Bedford gets it back. The fadeaway jumper, no good. A shot taken by Aiden O'Connell. Caruso gets assaulted. It goes through the paint. And South fans like that effort. Josh Caruso. Got a bit of advice, and we welcome it from Lisa Gingras, our athletic director, halftime. It's Zach Castonway, everybody. Not the way I was saying it. Castonway.
Yep.
Yeah.
Either way.
One of the talented duo.
Either way, he's a good player.
Either way.
Caruso, the rare miss at the line.
Yep, he makes that one. And it's a 11-point lead for the Panthers. Still a lot of basketball left to be played. Bedford feeling some urgency about getting some rhythm on offense, though. Good ball movement. The turnaround jumper is good. Luke Soden with nothing but net.
They need points. They need a run.
No full court press. Interesting. Here is Kasonway. And travels. So Zach, I think, hesitated, like Tom talked about. Thinking of doing one thing, his feet did another, and get the turnover. Brady O'Connell with the slow dribble up court. Scano in the middle. One touch pass doesn't work for Bedford. Castonway in the corner, shoots
No
and
hesitation.
hits.
No hesitation there.
In rhythm, nice play. Back to an 11-point lead for the Panthers. 38-27. And over the would-be block.
Yeah, Winena got beat on the dribble.
Yeah, Brady O'Connell's been able to score a couple down in the paint
He
low.
got beat inside. Quickness.
Stongway, who finds Caruso on the left. In the corner, Castonway, left hand, it's right-handed, but a one-handed floater. Good job again.
They're going to have to figure out how to stop him.
Well, that's
There's
one way.
your three, I believe,
Toscano
right?
with his first.
2 or 3? 3.
It was 3, so it's their first 3 of the game. And that was Toscano, who's now 1 for 3. There's a block by Toscano on Caruso, but Dennis Winena, again, good hands. Lemire shifting through the lane. Great movement of the body to avoid contact and put it in. Karsten Lemire, 10-point lead for South again. No ability to go on a run here by Bedford because South able to score in a variety of ways. Foul on South. Only the second team foul. On number 21, I think it was on Karsten. Bedford with some substitutions. What's North up to tonight, Tom?
They have Salem at home.
There's a shot off to the left. That should be a win for them. Let's see when the game's over. And another basket for Castonway. He's got 6 points in his third quarter.
He has really done the job in this quarter. He's really hurt Bedford.
Yeah.
They have to figure out a way to defend against him.
Baker, floater no good. And another good rebound by Winena as he bats it to Lemire.
I think if you talk to the Bedford staff, they'll tell you this third quarter has not been good defensively.
Stongway to his left. Caruso, those two work well together. Out of bounds off of Caruso, they say.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I will disagree with that call, having it right in front of me, but it is Bedford ball. Luke Soden inbounding it for Bedford on BC TV. Welcome our Bedford viewers tonight. Nicholas Bedoyan up top. That's Dylan Lafferty, number 20. Open jumper and knocking it down.
He's one of those guys that came in off the bench, isn't he?
Luke Soden, yeah. He's been an impact player tonight. On Alice Roy Cortez, Dennis Winena with his back to the basket, throws it away as it's intercepted by Dylan Lafferty.
You'd love to see him just get the ball in the low post to be able to take it to the hoop.
Yes.
Bang.
3.
Timeout. Nate, he's going to call one. Mazarol.
Luke Soden
as the
making an impact.
The three-pointers, Soden, 2 of them, and it's 44-37. A great job by Bedford to get back in this game.
Yeah, it was an 11-point lead for South a moment ago with all the momentum in the world.
Yep.
Game of runs, and now we go to the sidelines to talk over strategy as our cameraman Dylan Smith peers in on the Bedford huddle. They've got to be encouraged by the last minute or so of basketball, but South has those players that Tom mentioned, and most specifically the 3 difference makers that he talked about. Zach Castonway, Josh Caruso, and Dennis Winena. And certainly they're playing, all 3 of them are playing good games tonight. Castonway's having a great third quarter. They're gonna need just more and more of it to close this one out.
That's the key, is not to let Bedford get back in the game. Basically, the South's offense takes care of itself. They have the players, right? They've got Caruso, they've got Castonway. Winena can get in there and get rebounds and tip-ins and things like that. What they have to do is play defense. They cannot let Bedford shoot their way back in the game, and if you're the Bulldogs, you want better defense on this end and keep shooting, kids. You know, that's it. because they're not going to win too many battles down low. So Bedford's going to have to do it from the outside and get those shots. But defensively, they've got the pressure, they've got the quick hands, and Nashua South has got the guards to try to match it. But they're not in there right now except for Castanway. Well, Roy Cortez is in there.
He's a shooter. Cortez puts the brakes on, turns around. What a shot by Alizé Roy Cortez.
Great shot.
Wow.
Nowhere to turn, nowhere to dribble. So what does he do? He just spins around and shoots it.
I don't even know how he's able to visually lock in on the basket.
I don't
he's
either.
Just doing a 360.
You know, he stepped back a little bit.
He obviously does it in practice a lot to be able to do that in a game. There's an open three for Soden. Is hot. Oh,
Told
boy.
you, that's how they get back into it.
Luke Soden.
Now it's a 6-point game for all the play that South has done in this quarter. They've been outscored. Yeah, they've been outscored by a point in this quarter.
Only 2 Luke Soden threes ahead, really. Here's a hard pick set by Wainena. Soden bounces off of it, away from the ball. Number 32's Josh Tripp for South. He finds Castanway, and he is blocked as he goes baseline. They call a foul. Looked like a clean block by one of the 2 players who was on him, but
sure looked clean to me. But that's what a player like Castanway will do. He'll go get himself to the line.
I think there's no more inexact science in officiating than basketball refereeing. It's tough. I would not want to do it.
Nope.
Especially in these fast-paced games. Conway makes them both, and it's a 8-point lead. 48-40.
If you go back to the start of the game, it's really been the difference, right? The 9-3 start that South had.
Yeah, stuck.
Yeah, that's basically right around there. Only 2-point differential since.
Bedford baseline.
Castanway had a hand on it and blocked it. They did not call jump, but they did call a foul, and Bedford go to the line.
On Sammy Witta, who was the player that made contact with Nicholas Bedoyan as he drove baseline. Nicholas at the free throw line with just over a minute and a half to go third quarter.
Witta's a dual athlete this winter. He's also a very good track athlete.
What's he doing track?
Yeah.
Is he a sprinter?
High jump, I'm not sure. I think it's he's not a sprinter.
No.
Don't think. But I can't really, I mean, I type up the results a lot, so.
Making the free throws, 6-point game again. Bedford trails, South with the ball. 90 seconds to go third quarter. Alizé Roy Cortez hands it off to Josh Caruso. In rhythm, the shot off the front rim by Castanway, and it is a rebound for Bedford here in the corner. Minute 15 to go. Trying to make it a one-score game. Off somebody, out of bounds off of South.
Good defense. Got to make it tougher for Bedford. Can't let their shooters square up.
Looked like Isaiah Hedquist might have got a boot on that, out of bounds.
So again, with that 9-3 start, we're right back to where we started from. It's a 6-point game still, with South in the lead.
Dennis Wainena not in there, so South with their smaller lineup right now. Sheehan's not in there either. Saw some effective minutes early.
Now Bedford doesn't seem to be right in their offense, though.
South with their good hands, quick people in there.
They're going to go to the hoop.
And there's a foul on
non-shooting, though. On the floor, non-shooting.
Non-shooting.
So
Bedford not able to find any good looks there on shots. I would just say, if I'm Bedford, let Soden take another one while he's strike while the iron is, or the hand is hot.
Well, they may talk to him about it because they're in a timeout right now with just under a minute left, 51.5 left.
Though I gotta say, maybe Nate sent one of those 5 guys in there, his quick hands team, to make sure that Soden didn't get open for a 3.
Well, I think what you had to do was, once you realize that Bedford is going to go to the outside, right? Once you realize they're going to go to the outside,
no threat inside.
Yeah, well, you've got to get your people out there. You know, you've got to get your hands team in there to try to cut off the passes, and also to be able to quickly move out.
Yeah.
And play defense, and that's what Nate's trying to do here. And you know, he'll take it. 48-42 with 51.5 seconds left in the third quarter. We're looking for a tighter finish. We'll see what happens.
Game feels very close to me right now, even though it's 6 points for South.
Well, even closer, Bedford could spring a shooter loose.
Dennis Wynena's back in there.
He's back in there.
There's a shot from Soden from the corner.
There it is.
Wow.
They're back in it.
Yeah, that's 3 3-pointers for him in this second half.
And 3 points is the difference.
Yep. One score game. Pistonway. The corner, Caruso. Furious and ferocious defense by Bedford. Jump ball, whose arrow?
South's, I believe, unless they just changed it.
You're right, they keep it. Josh Caruso to inbound.
They'll change it after the inbound.
Josh looking for an open teammate. High points it to Wynena, has it stripped out of bounds off Bedford. 19 seconds left to go. So trying to get the ball to somebody and get it around the perimeter, I think, to maybe Cortez take a shot here. Caruso might. Alizé, Bedford thinks that Caruso stepped out of bounds. The fans, that is, to my right.
Now they're playing for the last shot here now, and you know who's going to take it.
Oh, he says he turned it over on the dribble. And Alizé's like, what? What's the call?
They call a carry?
Yes.
Yeah.
He did. It's an unusual call.
That is an unusual call.
I mean, like you're saying, it's happened fast. I mean, it's borderline is what it is, as I'm saying. It doesn't have to be called, I think. Steele prevents the shot.
We got ourselves a game now, John Collins.
We sure do.
We've got ourselves a basketball game where the team that plays the better defense is going to win it.
I think that might have been a 15 all. No, actually, that was a Bedford. The Bedford won that third quarter thanks to one Luke Soden. 9 points on threes.
Yep.
And that is a difference maker for Bedford as they win the third quarter. They were down by what, 7 at half? And
down by 7, 30-23. South got 18 points. I think Nate will take that in any quarter.
Yeah.
But the problem is
they gave up 22.
They gave up 22.
Yeah.
And that's not good. And 22 difference from the 9 points right there, those 3 threes. So Bedford got their shooting touch. I told you they're a good shooting team. They got hot. They started firing it up. And now South's going to have to play that kind of defense against them.
You put your finger on it. They had 23 points in the first half.
Yeah, that's not going to cut it.
They have a 22-point third quarter.
There you go, right?
So those are 2 different ball games. You're on pace to score 88 points.
No doubt about it.
In the second half. But
no doubt, no question about it.
I mean, you take a game as a whole, put 4 quarters together like that. So South's got to right the ship here in the fourth quarter. It should be an exciting finish. Josh Caruso, Karsten Lemire, Zach Castonway, Isaiah Hedquist, and Dennis Wynena are the 5 on the floor for South. Sean Toscano dribbling. Inside it goes to Soden. High score for Bedford in that third quarter. He'll shoot it again, in and out. Good looking shot. I thought that was going in. Zach Castonway with his head up as he dribbles across half court. Bedford has abandoned the full court press for now. Isaiah Hedquist hands it off.
The only time they'll use that is when they're really down.
Foul call. Bedford disagrees with the call.
Yeah, I don't think they'll use the full court unless they're trailing by, more than 7 or 8. That's my guess, though.
I know, because that didn't really work. South had up to 11-point lead despite that press.
Right.
As they were able to beat it deep. Castonway with that dribble. Wow, he is just impossible to stop.
Well, because he's quick.
He's really quick.
Very, very quick ball player.
Man, that was a display. So South needs more of that to keep their lead up 5. Baseline, Toscano, no look pass, jumper off the back rim, no good. That's an up for grabs. Interception. Over the shoulder, Caden Brown, nicely done. driving to the hoop, and no good. Bedford's missed a few gimmies. Down court, Castongway, one man to beat, goes over him. Wainena got a hand on it. Toscano rebounds.
Wanted some fouls.
Fast break. That's not goaltending.
That's not goaltending. It's below the rim.
No. You gotta you gotta talk to the other official.
It's below the rim.
No, he blew it. I don't really like to come down, but the other official should help him out. That wasn't even close to rim height.
No, it wasn't. Ball was not on the way down. It was on the way down to the floor, not the basket.
The only call that could have been made there was a blocking foul. There was no goaltending.
Right.
Oh, boy. 50-47, a one-score game. A catch and shoot, no good. Bedford has a chance to tie this thing, perhaps, on this trip down. After the goaltending call against Dennis Wainena. Baseline, no good.
Oh, good look, good shot, just in and out. Another long pass.
Caden Brown doing his
and they go out Wainena again and put him at the line.
Defensive back, Gilmore impression.
Yep.
2 interceptions.
And Nate Mazzaro looks back and wants to know how many fouls on Wainena, and the number comes up 2. So
not really a concern yet.
He's going to take a 30-second timeout.
Yeah.
5:48 to play in the basketball game. 50-47. We have got the game we all thought we would get, right? At the
they
start.
are who we thought they are.
Yes. 2 good basketball teams playing like it.
Yes. Top of the standings.
But what Bedford has done is dragged South back into their type of game.
It's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it just seems to be that way.
Yeah.
You know, a scrappy game. Now Bedford is a scrappy team that could all of a sudden turn finesse and go lights out. And I think they still want to get some open shooters.
Bedford 11-1. South is 9-2. This game will determine
whether
they are tied in the loss column.
And the one team that has beaten both of them, Nashua
North. And of course, the one team North lost to?
Merrimack. Wasn't Bedford.
Merrimack, who
hot
are
shooting
at 5-5.
And have not won
since.
Have not won one. Have not won 2.
That's right.
Or lost 2 in a row.
They're the seesaw
win,
team.
loss, all through the 10 games. That's hard to do.
Quite the anomaly in the standings.
And we are now a 1-point game.
50-49. As we have 5:40 to go in the game. And here in the 4th quarter. Zach Castonway with it, near side, changes direction. Slapped out of the hands of Hedquist, he gets it back, slings it to Castonway in the corner, through his legs, on the front, and a jam by Dennis Wainena on a brilliant feed from Zach Castonway. What a play.
Yep. Wainena goes right up with it.
And that said, it's still only a 3-point game. In the paint, the turnaround, good job of Baker. Brady O'Connell's able to make room even against a superior height player,
turns it over.
Missed it. And
I think, turnover. Yep.
Brady has a few points going right up against Dennis Wainena, but he missed that one. And it is a chance for South to make it a 2-score game again with 5:03 remaining.
Got to get this crowd into it. The student body is positioned perfectly. They're right down here where South's shooting. So any big South shot, they're going to get a reaction.
Alice Roy Cortez, he can make big shots, but he's being pestered right now. What is that? That's the second time he's been called for a dribbling violation by the official, and the second time Alice is like, what are you talking about? Was that a carry as well?
Looked it. They didn't call a foul.
No. Okay.
3-point game.
What they look like to me are borderline calls that don't have to be called that way.
One thing that South has done is kept Bedford off the 3-point range.
In the corner, Soden left-handed pass.
Yeah, make
out
it
of
all
bounds
the way
off
through
South.
clean, though, off South, right. So, but they have not allowed the three-pointer. We're almost 4 minutes into the quarter.
True, I think they
And
have
that's big.
somebody who's on Soden. I'll watch because he's not getting the space that he got in the third quarter. The stop and go underneath, batted away. Gastonway, miscommunication there.
Yes,
Alize
Roy
went
Cortez went the other way, and Gastonway thought he was going to go right down the middle.
Brady O'Connell had all kinds of space. He didn't take the shot. Left-handed lay-in is good by Aiden O'Connell. So Bedford down only one again. 4 minutes to go now. It's going down to the wire here at South on a frigid Friday. Good pass on the pick and roll, but no. A rare miss by Kasongwe, out of bounds. Bedford saves it. Coscano's out of bounds. Turnover.
Yep.
Wow, you wouldn't have thought that Zach would miss that one, Tom, on the lay-in.
No,
there,
exactly.
It was set up perfectly.
Went right high above the rim.
Yeah, but no basket
So
for Bedford.
quick.
They could have taken the lead there. That
So
would have
quick.
been
All right,
impressive.
now here's a player right next in front of us, Josh Caruso. They've got to get him involved. They've got to get Caruso involved offensively.
He's got it.
Yep.
He shoots it. Oh, he almost made it on cue for you, Tom. Wainena gets a hand on it.
But
Bedford gets the ball and gets fouled.
But they got him involved, but then Caruso fouls.
Yep.
So that's not good either.
Bedford makes these free throws. They will have their first lead of the game. Is that right?
Yes.
They haven't led, right?
No, they have not led in this game.
No, it's a non-shooting foul. They were up 1-0, Pete reminds me.
1.
They hit a free throw. That's right. Good.
But
good
South
memory.
now is 16 fouls. They have no more to give. So Bedford will go to the line on the next foul.
Rebound, South. It just reminded of that goaltending call.
Bedford only has 3 team fouls.
Yeah. 3 team fouls.
Yeah, but that's
Wow.
going to come into play
Yeah.
if they trail late.
If they trail, sure.
Right.
You've seen that before.
Oh, we sure have.
Josh Caruso back up top. Dennis Wainena looking for an open teammate. Finds Lemire, twisting, turning.
Nope.
Got it knocked out of his hands. Bedford fast break. Luke Soden to the basket, got fouled. And he has a chance to go to the line to put his team ahead.
Yes, he does.
2:47 to go. Bedford basically trying to steal one away from South team that has led as many as 11 points in the second half. Bedford just battling and battling, gritty. Had a 23-point first half, which wouldn't cut it, and 22-point third quarter, which was spectacular thanks to this young man at the free throw line right now. The Bulldogs player of the game, Luke Soden, can give his team the lead if he makes this second free throw. And it's in and out.
Wow.
Tie game. It's a deck of cards right now, 52. And everybody's looking for an ace play. Josh Caruso, Dennis Wainena, and now Alize Roy Cortez backs it out to his right, slings it right into the hands of Soden. What a steal, Luke Soden, no look pass, block. Bedford gets it back. Oh, that's what a chance.
Wainena had the ball in his hands and lost it. And now Bedford gets the ball back, the layup. And it goes in. Timeout.
Nate Mazerol was emphatically arguing some point. I think he said the ball went out of bounds off of that miss, but they let him play. Lauren Gaudette is over there. She's going to get thrown.
They're looking at it to see.
Congratulations, by the way, to coaches Gaudette. Lauren's right there talking to the official at the scores table, and Coach Raza and their JV and freshman teams. JV's improving, and the Nashua South freshman team is still undefeated. According to our game notes. Let's keep it going. Purple Rain. So, wow, Tom, we have a great game here down to the finish.
We have a great game.
It's going to be a frustrating game, though, for South. They don't pull this out.
It's got to be. This is a game they had in their hand, in their back pocket, not by a ton, but, kind of a 8, 9, 10, 11 lead, point lead, and then all of a sudden Bedford starts hitting from the outside, and everything changes. When you make those kinds of shots, you put pressure on the other team, and it all changes.
Yeah, Luke Soden has made like Steph Curry here in the second half with those shots, and also on his defensive work to flip the script. It was a South lead as much as 11, and now South with the ball finds themselves trailing by a pair, 54-52. Dennis Wainena holds it. Just over 2 minutes
the kid
to go.
Right now, Castanway, he's going to have to be the guy to take charge.
Caruso double team, shoots it. Dennis Wainena with a miraculous rebound. Alize Cortez from Dennis Wainena with the rebound of the game, and Cortez with the shot of the game puts his team up by 3. What a sequence. South willing their way back on top, and an assault takes place. That might have counted if it went for O'Connell.
If Roy Cortez has the ball anywhere in shooting distance,
he will take the shot.
He will take the shot.
Oh, boy.
And you know what? You want him to take the shot, right?
Well, his initials are ARC, so he's putting it up.
Yeah, exactly.
He is arcing a shot, and he made a beauty right there. Aiden O'Connell, the first end of a 1-and-1, ties it at 55.
But again, they don't have many team fouls.
No, they only have 3.
If they need to foul somebody, it's not going to be good.
Tie game, 1:35 to go. South with the ball, 55-55.
He's going to try to get
We thought we'd have a close game. It's closer than that.
No,
Steal, Luke Soden, who else gets it? He traveled though, right? Oh, they call timeout?
Yep, called time.
Wow, that's a heads-up play. Luke Soden has been phenomenal here, number 11 for Bedford. Offensively and defensively. Were it not for him, this might have been a comfortable South win. Instead, both teams fighting to the finish. 1:23 to go as Bedford calls timeout with possession. A fairly packed gym here on a frigid Friday night. I think the older folks in Greater Nashua are saying, I would not go out on a night like this.
Don't go out, stay home, watch it on ETV.
Which makes you and me, Tom, the oldest guys in the gym.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm pretty sure. We are in the upper percentile.
Yeah, and I got a few years on you too, so I'm the oldest.
Ask me how old I turn on Wednesday.
Oh, is it this Wednesday?
Yeah.
Is it the big 6-0? The big 6-0,
6-0, I'm joining you in that.
You got a 6 in front of it now.
That dreaded decade.
Yeah, you got a 6 in front of it.
Gee.
I was trying
my
to convince
here,
myself.
Pete Johnson's joining us too.
I try to convince myself that 60 is the new 20, but it's not working out that way.
Not for Fred Lynn. You see his new knees?
Yeah.
Outside shot for Toscano. Hits. Oh, Sean Toscano with the dagger. 1 minute to go. 58-55. As calm as you please. Nothing but net for Toscano. Oh boy, and what do we got? A foul against Bedford, but they have a lot of fouls to give.
Hurts.
They can play. They can give all kinds of fouls away.
We told you at the beginning they shoot well, and
now this is a bad thing that they have low fouls now.
It's bad.
Well, because they've got the lead.
No, not really. It's not bad that they have low fouls. No, it's not. They've got the lead.
If you're Bedford, they can foul on defense. You know, just not worry about it.
It's a bad thing for South.
It's a bad thing for South.
Not for Bedford.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
Right. Not for Bedford.
Right.
This helps Bedford
because they have
the
lead now. It's good.
Yep.
If they were behind, it would be bad. And then a foul is called on Bedford away from the basket. So that's going to be what, 5 team fouls? Yep. 46 seconds to go. South needs a basket. Do they go for 3 right away here, Tom, or just go for 2 in defense?
Go for 2. Just go, take the open shot, get it to. Ooh, that's not what you want to do.
Dennis Wainena fouls Aiden O'Connell, and they will go to the line because that's 18 fouls against South already.
But that's not what you want to do.
No.
You know, the long pass to Wainena.
That's a big turnover right there.
You want the ball. in one player's hands right now.
Yeah.
And that's well, maybe Cortez too, but Roy Cortez, but Castaway. Castanway has not touched the ball enough in the last 5
Haven't said
minutes.
his name. Haven't said his
No.
name. Yeah.
No.
It's all of a sudden the game got away from him.
Yes.
And I'm not saying because he mishandled the ball. I'm saying the ball hasn't gotten to him. So.
And now it's a 4-point lead and a chance to make it 5. And an automatic 2-possession game, maybe 3.
Aiden O'Connell. He and Sean Toscano with that big 3. Luke Soden phenomenal as Casanway takes the ball to the hoop, gets fouled, and will need to earn a couple of free throws here. With 38 seconds to go, game is not over.
But got to make them. Cannot miss any free throws down the stretch trailing.
There's one. Toscano took a break for about 30 seconds. He's back on the floor as Caden Brown comes off for Bedford. Nothing but net right down the middle for Zach Castanway, and it's a
Remember,
one-score
no shot
game.
clock.
Oh, he
in
went
New
to foul on
No
purpose.
shot clock in New Hampshire. That's why they have to foul, right?
Underneath. Good, clean
Yeah,
block.
block.
No foul. Caruso has it. South has a chance to tie here with 20 seconds left if they want to shoot a 3. And Alice Cortez is a guy to shoot it, but he's got no breathing room. 15 seconds. Looking for somebody to pass to, and a foul called against Bedford.
Yeah, you don't want to foul him, but you don't put him at the
I don't
line
know.
yet.
Do you know?
You don't put him at the line. It's, now it is 1 and 1.
Because they committed a whole bunch of fouls at once
that's right.
there.
Yeah.
So it is a free throw situation. I don't know, it's not the worst in the world.
Not the worst thing
they
for
can't tie
Bedford
it
here.
with these free throws.
No, the turnover is the worst thing.
Yes.
You know?
And the funny thing is that Casanway tried to foul Aiden O'Connell, but it wasn't called, and then they committed the turnover. That's a 1-and-1. That was a pressure free throw right there by Alice. If he didn't make it, it would have been a live ball.
I mean, if you're Bedford, the one thing you're disappointed at, you've just put South back in the game from the foul line.
Hey, big rebound coming up here. Watch Wayne Aina. Oh, he can't get close.
Oh,
and it's Luke Soden rebound. Got
called
fouled
it though.
immediately.
Big rebound.
Yeah, it didn't get the bounce,
No,
unfortunately,
no.
for South. They had some players going for it.
But see, that's a big miss because you get a 1-point game,
Yeah.
Bedford going down, you could foul them. All right, they hit 2, you come down and hit a 3. But the math isn't working right now.
And
makes
you got the
these
wrong guy at the line.
You definitely got the wrong guy at the line.
Yeah, because he can make free throws, he can make threes. Luke Soden's been the player of the game for Bedford. He's a chance to make it a 4-point game with 11 seconds. And now you're hearing from the South fans, but
obviously it's a 2-shot. It's a 2-shot foul too because they're in the bonus.
It's 2-shot foul
They're
in the
double
bonus.
bonus.
10 fouls as a team.
Yep.
So Soden with a big free throw right here can make it a 2-score game with only 11 seconds left. And he hits it. Oh, it's going to be tough for South now.
Sure is.
They got to get a basket and they got a foul. Casanway got fouled. Oh, timeout.
Timeout.
South. 7 seconds left to go.
Yeah.
It's got to be a catch and shoot.
Great job by Bedford to get back in this game.
It sure
and they
was.
did it, like we said, they needed points. They're only 23 points in the first half, and now you look up and they put almost 40 in the second half.
I'd like to know what Soden's scoring average is, during the course of the season, because that was impressive what he did in the third quarter, continuing on into the fourth quarter here.
They needed somebody to get hot. They needed points.
They did, and he emerged, and at the same time, Castanway's presence faded as the game went along, and that's a fatal formula for South as far as closing this one out, as they had an 11-point lead at one time. And right now, odds are Bedford win. 7 seconds to go, though. South looking for a bit of a miracle here.
You're going to need a 3. Well, you're going to need a 2 maybe and a quick foul, or a 3 and a quick foul, but you got to do it quickly. Everything's got to be bang, bang. You can't,
You got to be like you're going to your car and it's minus 15.
Yeah, exactly.
Go quickly.
Will. Like Roy Cortez got caught out here dribbling a little bit too much.
Yeah.
Took a lot of time off the clock.
Inbound.
He's got to shoot it. Nope.
There's the
There's
shot.
the
It's a
shot.
difficult one. Caruso, good-looking shot. Didn't go. Foul on Soden.
That'll do it.
Who else gets that rebound?
Yep. And now the Bedford crowd, they finally make some noise. They hadn't talked all game. They've been quiet. They're up in the upper corner, the upper far corner. The OAA goodbye chant.
A little goodbye chant.
Yep. And the kids are going to start to leave. Some of them will stay. A lot of these kids are also JV players that stayed. So, but a tough one for Nashua South as they'll fall in this one.
Maybe did Dennis foul out on that? Maybe he did. He probably fouled out. So Dennis Juanena with a valiant effort tonight, but Bedford with their great play from Luke Soden, Sean Toscano, Aiden O'Connell, Nicholas Bedoyan contributing.
That'll do it.
Lafferty. Good win for Bedford as they come back, and they are now 10-2 as they maintain their top four
And we
standing.
found out why, right?
We did.
We found out why.
Yep. Congratulations to the Bedford Bulldogs, and South will live to fight another day here as we see them go along in the season with a talented team, but just coming up short tonight. So it's a win for Bedford. For Tom King, cameraman Dylan Smith, my executive producer Pete Johnson, I'm John Collins, thanking you for watching and saying good night from Nashua High South, everybody.